welcome everybody. We have some like pre-stream rituals. We talk, we bond, but then we got to get all our postings up to make sure everybody knows we're here. So in speaking of that, one way you guys can help out this channel, if you're here early, we know that you're fans of the show, please consider sharing this out there. This is a show that genuinely can help people and help their beard and help their confidence, and they may not even know it exists yet. We are not looking to make any money from this. We're not looking for anything else but genuinely to help people, and you guys can help out by doing that and getting involved in the show. My name is Dan. This is the Mayor. Mayor, it's Wednesday. It's 9 p.m. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Welcome to Beard Advice Live, guys. Growing a beard can literally change your life. If you don't believe me, check out this show. Just watch how we've grown, how Dan's grown, the channel's grown. Look at me, particularly I can speak for how much it's changed my life. And we got a lot of new guys. No Shave November's over, but a few of you maybe, hey, I kind of like this. I like the feel, but I don't know what to do. Well, that's why this show is here. It's for you guys. We're going to take you from stubble to success. Incidentally, if you guys are new to this or just finding it, you can submit your questions, pictures to beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Just give us a brief, what's going on, and visuals are, a picture's 1,000 words. So we need a front view and a side view and questions. And listen, send it in. No worries. If you have a question, if you're wondering about something, if you don't mind, you're going to help others. And maybe it's a good step up too to ask for help. Asking for help, it's huge. When you're able to do that, you're able to grow.
Yes,
a beard sometimes.
Truly, and I have it scrolling down at the bottom right now. I will put the reminder for the likes up in a bit here, and to address the beard elephant in the room is, yes, thank you. I did trim my beard today. I posted it on Instagram and Facebook. I will have a video scheduled for Sunday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern. This is going, I showed the mayor. The mayor is the only person other than Sam C that knows what this video is going to be about, and it's probably not what you expect, you guys. I'm bringing the heat on this one, and I'm excited. Set your reminders, Sunday morning, 8 a.m. for this big beard trim video, but I appreciate it. It turned out really well. I legitimately, and this goes out for anybody watching tonight, I legitimately do not get any ounces of nerves when I'm trimming my beard anymore. I used to get a little bit worried. I used to prepare myself. Not a thought. I put Violet down for a nap. It was game time. Let's go. So thank you for sharing that out, guys. I'm very happy with it.
Can I have to bring it up as your friend. Are you crossing into the danger zone of confidence with the trimmer? Because we flirt with that. Are you going no guard? Are you just like, whoop, 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 whoop?
I've never used the guard. Never used the guard.
Okay. So,
yes.
And you're also going to say, and I'm not flirting with danger because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, I'm good. I truly believe the more confidence you have with the beard trim, the better. I think, and this is what I told my son Maddox. My son Maddox is super getting into soccer, and I told him, you make mistakes going forward. You mess up being aggressive. You never mess up going backwards. You never mess up being timid. That's not acceptable. I will not be okay with that. If you're advancing, if you're pushing, if you're being aggressive, I can live with those mistakes. And it's the same with the beard trim. Don't be passive. Don't be scared. Go in and be confident. Have a plan and execute it. If my video on Sunday doesn't show you that you can do this in many ways, that's all I'm going to say on that one, then I don't know what will. I think this was my most impressive trim that I've done yet. So Sunday, guys, 8 a.m. is going to be, he's trim with his left hand. Haven't been there yet. Haven't been to that level of confidence, but I'm excited, guys. Yep.
I would say it is empowering when you get that routine down. And that's why people have asked me to update my trim routine. And I just feel it's almost there, but I want to, having grown it back, I just want to kind of be really sure this time. This time I make the video, I'm always learning. I want to be sure what my technique is. So good for you. Confidence, it's all confidence.
Yeah. And so, guys, in this show, we're going to help people out with their beards. They're going to send us their problems, their goals, and the pictures of their beards. And we need your help to give feedback and advice. We just ask you that it comes from a place of being genuine, first and foremost. We're not trying to blow smoke up anybody. We're not trying to make them falsely feel better than they should. We want to be genuine, but we want to be positive. We want to be supportive. We want to be uplifting from a genuine place. And Joe, I agree with this so much, Beard Octane. If you're going to make a mistake, make it 100 miles per hour. That's the only gear I have. I've made plenty of mistakes, but at least I make it going forward.
And that is literally why I'm still sitting at this table, because that tends to be how I make them, fast and furious.
Jump into it. And it wouldn't work the other way. I can't do the other way. When people go 40 on the highway, no, you're more think about that's actually a really good analogy. What is safer? Someone going 80 miles per hour on the highway or somebody going 40 miles per hour? They're both breaking the law on two extremes. Definitely going faster is safer.
I think the 40 is also possible to give you like a heart attack from stressing you out.
For
like
sure.
Getting around, so like
For
it can
sure.
take out more people.
My buddy
road
Jake,
rage is a thing.
Jake, if you're watching, learn that.
Mr. Magoo.
Now, guys, we do have a question segment in the middle of the show today. We're very happy to say today is a packed show. Let's pack it out next week as well. beardadvicelive@gmail.com. So we're not going to have the most time in the world for the questions, but we still want to be able to get those ones in. So if you ask a question, we'll likely star it. But this one right here is this Gabriel wants to know information about purchasing essential oils. That's some information that I do not give out unless it's in a professional setting. A professional setting could be a consultation, or maybe it's an affiliated company. The reason why is there's actually a lot of liability that goes into that recommendation. If you buy one and you have a bad reaction, I don't want anybody coming back on me. Essential oils absolutely can be very, very dangerous. Like talking hospitalization dangerous. Some of you say that's ridiculous, Dan. It's true. I can send you articles where this is very, very relevant. So that's one thing that I do not give advice on, just basically out of liability. It's the same thing where, and I know you're not asking anything wrong here. It's the same thing when people reach out to me like, hey man, I have all these extra beard products. Can you give them away? I don't give away products unless it's from a company for liability reasons. There's crazy people out there, guys. I've already been to court about this channel before, and I don't ever want to do it again. So respectfully, I can't answer that one unless it's in a professional setting. And Leo, thank you, says, looking for your trimming guidance has been helpful. Yeah, absolutely. And I, as you know, Leo, I never tell anybody to do things exactly like me. I truly believe in setting a baseline, and then you adjust for your personal variables. That's important. There are some golden rules that I think everybody should follow, but for the most part, you want to be able to adjust on how you go about it for your beard. So that's going to be awesome, guys. And again, it is scrolling on the bottom right now, and we'll probably just leave this up. We're going to have confidence that you guys came in. You are ready to go. You hit that thumbs up. Maybe a few of you send out a reminder throughout the show to see if people can like the video, and I think it's going to be great. So, yes. And Cameron, yes, Beard Octane is officially abandoning their CBD. It's not because they were having bad business. It's not because it was like some crazy thing out there. Essentially, their company is really growing. And as you grow, sometimes you have to streamline to be able to handle everything. And when something had to go, it was the CBD line that had to go. And I believe it shuts down on the 15th. You guys may have 1 week left to try and grab any products that are left. So yes, it is going. And guys, welcome to everybody in the stream tonight. Mr. Drew, of course we do. Mayor, other than how this show functions, we do have a couple of traditions on this show. Hit them.
Guys, we've been watching our health, I promise, but we do like to have like a Mountain Dew, typically. A treat, like a dessert on Wednesday nights. So tonight, I pulled the Code Red. Dan, go ahead and show them. So we do Mountain Dew typically. We're doing the Code Red, which means, you know, it's real. This is a different level. Welcome to a Code Red Beard Advice Live.
That's right.
In addition to that, we enjoy hot snacks, like a healthy snack-ish. Right? A little salty, but,
I consider, absolutely. As long as you drink enough water, I have no problem with jerky. We need sodium. A lot of people forget that you need sodium to live.
Yeah, and so tonight we're hitting a Cajun Mingy. You know, we were talking, though, as we're getting ready for tonight. We kind of, you know, every once in a while you get a rut, right? Yeah. With our beef jerky. If you guys know of any that you would suggest to us, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
We're looking for we're both kind of roaming through our night to find a place and try something new.
Yeah, we've just been having the same local jerkies to us, which aren't local at all, but the ones that are locally available. And maybe there's a little bit of burnout on those jerkies. So reach out, guys, if you have something local to you, if you have something that you don't see on the show that you love. It's got to be gluten-free, but send us a recommendation and we'll see what we can find. We're going to challenge ourselves to step outside the box to get something different. And I am proud to say this is my first pop I have had since last show of Beard Advice Live, which is crazy. I went an entire week until this moment.
I was not listening to you on that part. That's huge.
Yep, so this is my first pop in the last week.
Man, look at you, Flex.
Yeah.
I still eat my apples.
So I had one pop out, which I don't mind, guys. I'm not like holding my feet to the fire. It's not like a hard line, but I was gonna have tuna, and if I have tuna, I gotta have pop with that one. You guys can probably understand. And Sam had switched our brand of mayo, and I started to eat the tuna. Had not opened the Mountain Dew yet. And I don't know which one it is, but it was the tangy one, the one that's got the real tangy mayo flavor. Disgusting. I am very frugal. I never waste, and I had to throw out that tuna because it was so gross. But switching away from tuna, I got to put away the Mountain Dew. So I haven't had a Mountain Dew since then. I haven't had a pop since then. So I am very, very, very excited for this one right here. So yes, and Chris, Magic City is a beard company. I have several reviews on them, and they are an affiliate. So yeah, check that one out, guys. Have you ever made? Yeah, so Jim, I used to make my own jerky a lot. The mayor had it several times. Essentially, I just don't like spending my time doing that anymore. My time, a lot of people say this, and it's probably true for a lot of people, but it's 100% true for me. My time is so valuable. It is my most valuable commodity, whether it's trying to find it to spend with friends, to spend with family, to spend with work, to spend sleeping. So I just don't like spending my time making jerky anymore. So yes, I have before. You ever made jerky?
No, I was just thinking about my time too. Like, it's a good thing we happen to love and really connect with what we do too, because it's and me not on your level at all, but like. It's what our things are, For sure. Our whole lives have changed. If you would have told me, I just didn't have time to like get into my fantasy football teams as much this year.
Yeah.
Back a couple years ago, I would have been crazy. That's what I look forward to.
Yep. Diablo Buc-ee's. I have never been more disappointed in jerky than I've ever been with Buc-ee's, and here's my reason why. People built it up like it's this grand, vast wall of jerky, and it's the greatest jerky. It is a huge wall, but it's like 6 different flavors, and 5 of them have gluten in them. So I couldn't try most of them, and the jerky that I did try, we weren't the biggest fans. The mayor and I actually have the exact same taste in jerky.
That is something we share.
We like it to be not moist. We don't want our hands sticky and messy afterwards. All of the Buc-ee options appeared to be like the moist, like not great ones. So yes, I have tried Buc-ee's jerky. Unbelievably disappointed. Like unbelievable, because it had been built up for years. People had been raving about Buc-ee's jerky. Not good. But the one that I had was way below average. Way below. Oh, hey, okay, Diablo's with me. He says, I agree, Dan, it's just okay to me. So
I haven't been to Buc-ee's because I was in a hurry to get past it, but it feels like there's a lot of hype there. Like it's an experience.
It is an experience. If you enjoy a large building with an even larger crowd and barely being able to move, it is definitely an experience. Looking at the Flint Butter, well, Chris, that's my collab, man. So it's fantastic. Yep, I would not put my name on it if I didn't think it was fantastic. So awesome, guys. Hey. We want to talk to you guys. We want to do all this small talk, but we need to get into the show today because it is a packed one. Beard Advice Live, and shout out to all the companies in here. Saw Beard Octane, Magic City, Dr. Nick's, anybody else. So many personal friends from Doug to John to Guardian to we got Dan in Minnesota. We got so many amazing people in here. So I was able to meet Diablo too. Mark, what up? We got the Miller family in here. We got Judd the Stud. We got Michael that we both were able to meet. Man, so many good people. Welcome, everybody. So, yes, and real quick, I'll respect this question. I know you like the buffalo chicken. What is your favorite non-spicy? My favorite non-spicy, oh, man, I would say any of the bacon ones. The Applewood bacon, so good. Yep, so good. Ken, I would say, how many inches did I trim today? I was like right here.
I love that they caught it, though.
Yeah, probably about 1.5 inches, maybe? Yeah, about 1.5 inches. Pat, you're in Hawaii, so is our buddy Ken, who I was just highlighting. Island, yeah. So, very cool. Yep, there he is. That's awesome, man. All right, guys. Oh, we could talk about this stuff all the time. I need to work in a random live stream in the next week. I'm going to try and make that happen. I've just been so busy, but I really enjoy talking to you guys. But it is episode 113 of Beard Advice Live. If you feel like you want to send in, if you feel like you can help somebody else out by sending in, the email scrolling at the bottom, you guys. We'll get you in next week. Can't get you in tonight, but we'll get you in next week. And we got a packed show. please get involved, guys. Give your feedback.
This is Ryan A. I use oil and sometimes balm in the morning. I try to use butter at night, but my routine is not the best at this point. This is one of my first times using a heated brush. I feel that since the masks, my jawline below my chin always folds out. My chin is also not really growing as fast. I also have some transparency with the jawline, or am I crazy of that? I might be looking at a trim due to my jawline being lower than my chin. I've been getting comments I should make it all one length from some of the ladies at work.
Thank you. And Scott, appreciate that, man. 113 episodes, never missed. How do you guys deserve a medal? Yeah, that's been through vacations. That's been through you name it. Literally COVID, like everything. So
it's one of the biggest ingredients in the sauce, though, isn't it?
Yes, no doubt about it. It's one of the hardest ingredients for people to achieve. All right, Ryan A, here we go, man. All right, so awesome beard, dude. Thank you for sending in here. And we'll break it down and address it kind of step by step and then give you some advice as we go through. And so he says, I use oil and sometimes balm in the morning, try to use butter at night. Okay, a few times trying the heated brush. Okay, my chin, he feels like his jaw folds out because of where he had started wearing mask. His chin is not growing as fast and he has some transparency along the jawline there. Okay, so I'll start this one, Bear. So Ryan, I think that this is going to be a really good show for you because I think that it's still massively about figuring out your grooming routine. I don't think that you necessarily have transparency around the jawline. I think that you just need to dial in how you're using that heat. Did he say it was his first time using a heated brush?
Yeah, roughly, yeah.
All right, Ryan, you have many more times of using that heated brush until you come anywhere near feeling comfortable with it. It really does come down to trial and error. I absolutely hate when I hear people say, don't use a blow dryer, don't use a heated brush, it doesn't work for me, it makes my beard, I read this comment today, makes my beard too stringy or makes my beard too thin. Well, there's user error in that. And it takes stepping outside of your comfort zone. It takes trying new methods, change the temperature, change the direction you're brushing in or combing in. There's a lot to adjusting this, a lot to adjusting this. So when you see this and it's flaring out there, that just means you need more heat. And at this stage, you're still at a point where it can be wrapping to your face. I don't think, Ryan, that you're at a length yet where you should be going up and out. You should be still contouring this down to your face. You're around the mare's length right now. It's not that different. It's just almost as if it is like flared out away from your face. So for now, still focus on bringing that beard into your face. When you're talking about the other aspects of your chin growing slower and the neckline, I don't see any of that. I just see an adjustment in the way that you use heat. An adjustment in the way that you use heat, and maybe it's dialing it back, maybe it's changing the angle.
And you're just getting started. Just skill, developing that skill. There is a skill to it.
Yep, and E, I'm the same way, man. My beard has no resemblance of the way I like it unless I use heat. Yep, unless I use heat. So, man, a lot to that. And then he said,
ladies at work. I have a thought on that as
okay,
well.
let me get this one first here. I might be looking to trim due to my jawline. I do not think you're ready for a trim yet. If I can suggest anything, Ryan, I would love to see a haircut, man. And maybe you're due, maybe that's part of your normal routine. But if you can get this hair, especially right here, where the beard meets the head hair around the ear, if you can get this shorter and clean it up around the ears and even take some off the top, or just gonna throw it out there, man, I do think a bald and bearded look would suit you very well. You don't have to go to that. You don't have to be extreme. And I think you do have shorter hair over here, so that could definitely be part of it. But just consider it. There's a lot of people in the chat that are gonna agree with this one, including Eric, including several others. Ken will throw it out there. But consider bald and bearded. You have a great shaped head. I don't. you have very normal features with your ears, with everything. I don't. And I'm jealous, and I know you can pull that off really, really well. But it's definitely not time for a trim. Right now, let me say a phrase that'll sum up my entire rant here. Training over trimming. Train yourself, train your beard, and then you're gonna get the results that you want. Now the mayor's going to comment on the ladies at work.
To close it out, I just want to say it's nice that they're giving you advice. What they're probably commenting on is the width of it right now, and I think your heated brush technique is going to bring that down, but don't trim. And as nice as they are, come to us for advice before you ever take anything off. They mean great intentions, but it's not really where you want to get your next step decision from is the ladies at work, I think.
For sure. And I agree with Bill. He said tight fade instead of bald would work too. That's a great option as well. I think that would be a nice upgrade from the head hair to the beard and stuff. He said, I just got a haircut. Hey, that works great, man. That works great. So, yes. He said, I just got back on. Hey, no worries, man. So, again, it's going to take some dialing it in. It's going to take some messing with it. If you have a hoodie on or anything like that, that's going to make your beard flare out too. Keep that in mind. Hoodies can be very, very difficult on medium to long beards, especially medium. Medium more so than long. Mine can go over it and rest. If you have a medium one, it just kind of flares out. So, yeah, man, great entry. Training over trimming. Love it, dude. And you're well on your way. Well on your way, man.
How's that code red?
Delicious. Yeah, hits the spot.
All right, this is Bob K. I'm wondering how I can improve the sides of my beard. I'm good with the chin and stash, but the sides are awful. I've been debating shaving the sides and just growing out the goatee. Any suggestions? That's huge. He's to the point where he's so frustrated that he wants to change the shape, and I'm glad we're here with this show to kind of go through it because this is interesting.
Let's see, Bob. Let's see if we can have that same image of you. What?
Right.
What are you talking about, man? Okay, I'm good with the chin and stash, but the sides are awful. I have no concept of what you're talking about, Bob. This is like an iconic look, man. I know everyone's their own worst critic. We always see ourselves harsher than everybody else. I have no idea what you would even criticize. Look how clean this is, dude. Look at the color. Look at the texture. Look at the line. The side of your beard is fantastic, dude.
My suggestion would be a little bit, honestly, this is where I've kind of come to with mine, is let it be a little messy. Like, it doesn't have, I let go of the need for it to be perfectly straight in the front. I like it to be a little bit, it goes one way one day or the other, to a point where it's not super straight. Let the front settle back to match what Dan's talking about. We love that. That's a really cool look for a beard. It's healthy, and don't be taking anything off for a goatee, please.
I would literally adjust nothing. I think it looks fantastic, man. Look at this. This looks like the mayor's beard on the front. It really, really does. Great color.
He's got a little straighter actually on the chin there.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely.
Which is why he's asking, because he's meticulous,
Right.
And so that's why we do take it seriously. I like it, but you can have a great natural look too.
And to go off the mayor's advice where he said, let it be a little bit this way, that way, I think that's more so of a mental training than a beard training.
Sure.
Let it teach you to be okay with having it a little bit out of place. You're never going to have a perfect beard. You're never going to have every hair in place. When I first started, I thought I could do that because you can do it with your head hair. You can get perfect head hair days. You can absolutely dial it in.
Oh, yes.
And Bob, dude, your beard looks absolutely, oh, he's right here. Big Daddy Kane said, thanks for this, I feel better. And man, hey, you will hear me tonight say, okay, I see what you're talking about there. I acknowledge that. I definitely do. I have no concept, man. This looks wonderful, dude. Wonderful. Don't touch a thing. Whatever you're doing is working. If you want to go bigger, you've got all the real estate to go bigger.
And you guys out there that are watching and you doubt your own beard, how likely is it that there's something similar going on where you're second guessing yourself?
Yep.
That's why this show's great, because there's value on all levels.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, man. It looks wonderful. Looks wonderful here. And Cameron saying, I see what he's saying, a little natural dip. And I think that's what the mayor's talking about there. Maybe it's just this little Dude, I love it. I don't even think that's anything more than texture. I think it just looks wonderful. That's a great beard, man. And you're not alone, Bob. Look at Jesse. He's got a great beard and says, always second guessing myself. There's a lot of people that are like that. I luckily, maybe to a fault, I don't have that. But I'm here to give some of that to you guys. You have a top-notch beard, man. Top-notch beard. Keep it up.
All right, this is Scott M. Says, I used to style my beard closely to Dan's as I could. because you're an inspiration to both myself and my beard. So I tried to dial in my beard as closely to yours, copying your morning routine as best I could. However, recently I've been a bit more inspired to try out a new look, similar to that of Jay Bearded Wolverine.
Nice.
By combing and blowing the beard out from underneath and leaving it poofy so that it appears naturally bigger. There are perks and cons to both in my opinion. The dialed-in style looks cleaner and longer. However, my sideburns stick out like a sore thumb. There's a good chance I'm finally getting Abolite Pro for Christmas, which I hope will solve that for the curly sides. However, the blown-out version appears bigger and blends those poofy sides in better, but it has the drawback of flyaways sticking out really bad. I would like both your opinions as well as the community on whether my beard looks better with the dialed-in style or the blowout style. I'm leaning towards the blowout style beard, but if everyone thinks that looks better and dialed in, then I'll stick with what works. Sending in again on the 28th with my first bald and bearded pigs.
Yeah.
I received the pit bull from Skull Shaver for Christmas. I must wait till Christmas to open it. Man, knows about his gifts already.
Yeah.
Here's hoping that it will look good. In addition, tomorrow, December 8th, is my 32nd birthday. It's been a good year for me, and mostly because of this community, so I really want to think about that.
That's so cool, man.
So I really want to thank you both, Dan and Steve, for everything you've done for both of us, or for all of us. And thank you to the community as a whole for the constant positivity, motivation, and support. I feel truly blessed to be here. Wow.
Hey, man. Happy early birthday, and thank you for those kind words. And this is our guy,
Yes.
Triple B right here, Scott, man. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Jay has a fantastic beard. I'll say one thing on the differences there. When you have a beard like that, the Bearded Wolverine, Jay has this magnificent, thick, dense, textured beard that goes out here. You normally get limited to a certain size. Once you go longer, gravity takes over. So I will show, let me go ahead and, because I want to touch on this real quick. I'll show a picture of my trim from today. If you guys do not have any social media, you may not have seen this. So here's my trim from today, you guys. And let me hide Scott's comment here. If you notice, my after picture looks a lot wider, looks a lot denser. Why? Because it doesn't have as much length pulling it down. The longer your beard is, the more it's going to go in. It's just gravity, but also it's a structure of your body. Think about when you take pictures or selfies. What do? You go here. Your arms come in, it condenses your beard when it's long. The mayor doesn't have to think about that. His beard doesn't get condensed like that, right? When you have a medium or shorter beard, that doesn't come into your mind. When you have a long beard, everything, your coat, the way you sit, your seatbelt, everything brings it down. My beard is actually at its most dense and widest point in this after picture because of losing that length. And it's gravity, it's beard physics. There's a whole lot to that that's real. So I will say, Scott, if you're going for a medium beard, you have the entire playbook open. If you're going for a long beard, at some point, certain styles just aren't possible anymore. It's just not possible. And I think my picture today unbelievably demonstrates that. I think it shows it perfectly.
Is there anything about the way you would have to trim to have like that J-style beard that would prevent you from eventually then moving into something like yours?
Nope, not necessarily. As long as you trim from the bottom and do those like transparency trims, that's it. Mark, I have no idea, man. I didn't measure it. I would say probably 10 inches. I normally keep it around 12, and then I trim back. So I don't know. All right, but let's take a look at Scott. And he's saying, hey, which one do you guys like more here? The blowout or the more dialed in and more tight version? And Scott, great beard, man, of course. Great beard here. And this is a tough one. There's both good options here.
I got a decision.
Okay, hit him.
Scott, your smile is happier in the blowout, so give that a try for a while and see if you like it. You know, I think they both are good looks. But in the end, what's a beard for?
Yeah.
Us.
So Scott, I agree with the blowout method, but I think it's gonna take still a lot more dialing in, and it may take some adjustments on your trims. Maybe you do the blowout for a week or two, and then you realize, I actually don't like these like little areas right here. Go ahead and trim those. But the key thing is gonna be, you need to style your beard in that blowout style and then trim from there. You probably have been trimming from not that way. And one thing that I would love for you to focus on with the blowout, Scott, would be this middle portion here. You do have that natural French fork. I have it as well. I'm just really good at covering it. I would love to see you start to cover that. One of the ways you cover a French fork is by doing the blowout method. Think about your hairs almost as like Velcro, and when you do a blowout, they get texture, and those are easier for them to Velcro together and lock in that style. So I vote for the blowout, but with lots and lots of adjustments on the styling, and then eventually the trimming as well. But I think you're onto something there. Yeah, I think you're onto something, and I think Bill says it well. It frames your face nicely. I agree there. I think that's a good look for you. So yes. All right. Eric says my beard is at 10 inches below my, and that could be. Like I said, I really don't know. I don't know the last time I ever like measured my beard, but I don't know. That would have been my guess. Who knows? Maybe I'll measure later. Here's my iPhone. So wherever that is at. Who knows?
It's like one mayor head.
Yeah, right. Exactly one mayor head.
I think that's a unit. We're only in 3 countries.
Yeah, yep, for sure.
Not this one.
So, yep. Chris, it depends, man. So it depends. He says that, but a thinner beard isn't good trimming the sides. These aren't necessarily the sides. So what we're saying here is this portion on here. The sides would be kind of this area. So when you blow out, if you blow it out and all the density is in this spot and you just have some wispies on the side, I don't think that this is a true statement. I think that you should adjust and address those. And then as your beard grows into this new style, this new shaping, then you're able to get it more full as you dial it in. Keep in mind, there is a true statement. I posted it today. Addition by subtraction. Sometimes your beard can be fuller. It can be healthier. It can be better looking when you take something away. So just a little food for thought there. So you think the curve is good? I always think a curve is good on a beard, right? If you take a look again on mine here, my after trim has even more of a curve than my before beard. And again, Scott is going for a different look than mine. I don't go out to the sides as far on this. So it depends on what your goals are. If his goal is to go to the blowout beard, I 100% would adjust those sides eventually. Not yet, but once he dials it in. Gino, you do. So competition measuring of your beard is from the bottom of your bottom lip to the bottom of the length. So that would be how you measure it. Because you can't, it's tough to say because some hairs may be 10 inches, some hairs may be a half inch, so you can't like judge it by any hair that are out there. So yes. Okay. Cool. Scott, thank you, man. And happy early birthday again. And thank you for those kind words.
This is Jason. I'd like your opinions on my neckline in regards to its angle and distance down my neck compared to my face shape. These pictures are with beard oil and nothing else. No heat at this point. My goal is to have a beard similar to the mayor's. I'm currently working on growing out the front under the lip area. The sides are trimmed with a 12 guard, which at this point is where I feel it looks best for me. I'm also working on getting the sides to grow evenly. I had it trimmed to a 3mm guard in September. So just being patient with the hair while the hairs even out. On an additional note, if you notice the left side grows relatively straight down, the right side has a weird black back sweep midway down the cheek. Would a heated brush resolve this and make both sides look the same? Thanks to both of you for everything you do, especially advice you have both given me when I messaged you. It's made a huge difference. Mayor, your oil-only advice during the day was a game changer. I honestly didn't know what I didn't know.
Mayor, I invented the oil-only during the day.
Listen, most of that, it's all borrowed knowledge.
No, that's awesome.
We're team.
That's right. That's right. All right, Jason, let's see what you got here. He's going for the Mayor Gold beard on this one. Whew! Hey, is this Bob from earlier? Doesn't this look like Bob's beard? Oh my gosh. Okay.
Doing great.
Dude.
I like salt and pepper.
Look at how the hair transition. This is a great haircut, first and foremost. But look at the color transition. That's freaking cool, man. That is absolutely cool. Okay, so he's in the process of growing to your length. Maybe double where he's at now, right? And he's just saying, hey, if you notice, I'll let the sides grow relatively straight down, okay? Would a heated brush resolve this? And he's talking about, while the right side has a weird back sweep midway down the cheek.
So it could be a dip. We call them waves, dips. Nothing that's unnatural. I would say yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Heated brush is you're right on target with that idea.
It would help out probably with this front little soul patch area, which the mayor has some challenges with as well. Yeah, your beard lends itself very well to a heated brush. Very, very well, especially the sides over here. And man, I'm assuming you go to a really good barber for your beard trim, unless you do it yourself. If you do it yourself, kudos to you. And what do you say here? 12, and I had it trimmed, so it sounds like a barber if I'm reading the tense correctly there. Dude, that's a great beard. And to answer your question directly, yes, a heated brush would be a nice addition for you.
Now, as you're growing out, if you are going out for my style, the big things to think about are going to be absolutely no reason to touch any length off the chin. The chin is going to be where you want it to go. And then also the underbeard, leave as much as you can, especially as you approach the chin, to give you that backboard, that support that you're looking for. That's your next phase in the process.
Absolutely. And all of you guys out there that are commenting, that are getting involved, or even sitting back and relaxing in the background, thank you for being here. And just know that we appreciate every comment. Wednesday is about advice. It's about helping these people. We don't have as much back and forth with the comments as we normally do, or as much as we usually like to. So please don't feel like we're ignoring you guys or casting you aside. You are needed, you are necessary, and you are appreciated. So thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
All right, this is Alex B. So I gave my beard a tune-up and not very confident that I did a good job. I thought I would take a deep breath and send these to you guys, and so you can tell me a little bit. Nervous about it.
All right.
Okay, so.
And Alex, man, you've sent in like 5 to 10 times on this show, man. No need to be nervous. You know we got you. We would never steer you wrong. We'd never have you leaving feeling worse than when you came in.
You don't think am I getting meaner though?
I don't think so.
You don't feel so?
No,
okay,
no, not at all.
That's
and you
good.
know I'd tell you, so no, I don't think so.
Me.
All right, Alex B. All right, what do you think, man?
Where? Like great trim, great. I think you should be really proud of it.
Yeah.
Looks, depending on the, goal long term, but if I remember correctly, yeah, it's shaped up really nice.
Yeah, man. I know you just simply said you were nervous. You did a trim and you wanted to see how it was. You should be confident. I think it looks great. There's nowhere that I would be like, oh man, I wish he wouldn't have trimmed here, or oh man, I wish he wouldn't have. Your beard looks great, dude. It's a great trim. If you're doing a self trim, keep doing it. There's no reason to go to a barber or change it up. Looks great. Awesome, Alex. Let me hit this out here. Boom.
All right. This is Drew. My beard is quite curly and coarse, as you can see in these pictures. Each hair seems to grow curly in a different direction. He doesn't seem to work on my level of curl, so as hairs don't stay straight for very long. I often tend to follow beard advice more geared towards black men, men of color on YouTube, since some of the guidance for straighter beards doesn't seem to work for me. I usually leave my beard as is. In the pictures, I'm right out of the shower with some beard oil, but will add some mustache wax when I go out with my wife. No wax in the pictures, so my stash hairs are a bit unruly. I do have some patches below my lower lip, which can be a bother to the overall look. Also, I haven't gotten any sort of trim in over a month, so the cheek line has not been maintained, and my sideburns have not been faded or angled with my shaved head. I shave every other day. I also have some unruly white hairs coming. I would love to get your general guidance in terms of what can I do to optimize my beard and overall look. I enjoy having a longer, bigger beard, even though it comes in so curly.
Awesome, man. Great information, great insight, and he's just saying, hey, give me some general advice, but know that my sides aren't dialed in right now, and I got some stuff that I normally do, kind of deal. All right, Drew. Hey, man. Awesome beard here. Love this. Okay, and he says shaves his head every other day. So for anybody looking to join the Bald and Bearded Club, here's an example where it does really well, man. And I don't know if you guys know this or see this at all, but when I'm out in public, there's a lot of people where I see I'm like, that guy would be better with a beard. That guy would be better with a beard. But especially bald guys, I always feel like they look like naked mole rats when they don't have a beard. And I'm like, man, what a beard would bring you, what a beard would do. Look at that professional photo right there. Okay, so he is looking for some general advice and says, I know my sideburns aren't as angled or dialed in as they normally are. And he said, hey, man, I normally follow like more of a black man's routine. I have a different kind of texture and just overall genetics to my beard than someone like mine. And as what you would call it, like a straight beard or one that's not quite the same structure of it. So I love that he put that in there. So advice on this one, advice on what you have. Man, it depends on your goal, right? It depends on your goal, and I'm glad that you put your goal in here. He said that I want to have a bigger beard, even though I know it comes in so curly, right? So when you look at this side profile, we do have some transparency. Number one, because you're against a white background, right? That's not very forgiving to yourself, but that's okay. It
gives us a good view.
For sure, it gives us a good view. So it just depends on your comfort level and your goals. If you want the biggest beard possible, you're doing everything correct, man. You are crushing it. That is a great beard, especially when you don't look at it with the white background right here. If you dial in your shirts, if you dial in the way that you kind of like, I don't know, accessorize your beard, as ridiculous as that sounds, I think you're doing great. If you wanted the most purposeful, the most dialed in beard, I would do the squint test. I don't think we've even talked about this in several weeks. Squint test is something that the mayor patented and came up with. I'm sure he's the first person ever. Anybody else that has ever said it, they stole it.
Shame on you.
Yeah, shame on you. But if you do a squint test, you just kind of squint your eyes and you look at where the real body is, where you look at where the real emphasis of the beard, and that would be taking off just right here. That would give you the most dense, the most dialed in, and you wouldn't have to change your approach. So Chris brings up a good point that we have here. Heat and tension is often the difference when we go from something like a black man's beard to a Caucasian, a white man's beard. It is not as common with Middle Eastern beards. It's not as common with black man's beards. Those curls are a different beast. They're a lot harder to tame with that heat and tension. And oftentimes, I think that it could be, and you're talking about here, I haven't used heat correctly. I don't know. I don't know if I would recommend heat for your texture of beard. I don't know if I would recommend heat for the style of beard. I know it wouldn't hurt to try. You can experiment with it. Here's what I would say. Final answer. Leave the beard as is if you're going big. You have a great beard. There is nothing about this that gives me any pause or alarm. If you want an extremely purposeful and the most dialed in beard, I would style it the same way you do right now, but I would just trim off that transparency around the outside and go with a super dense, super packed in, purposeful beard. But it looks great, dude. Absolutely looks great.
Just to add a little bit, just for those that maybe don't know, when we talk about transparency trim and we're suggesting that he take those hairs off, it's not because we're quitting growing the beard. It's
correct.
To bring the fast-growing hairs like even up. You know, it'll happen again. In the meantime, everybody's going to grow a little bit. So that's the point of it, not to give up on getting any bigger.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And I agree, man. The spots below your lip, I didn't even remember you said that. So yeah, I would not see that whatsoever. And Chris says my texture is slightly less curly. Yeah, and even guys, and I hope you guys notice and hopefully see this on the channel. I try to bring in different cultures and different beards, whether it is a black man's beard like J-Mo that I brought in, whether it is a silver beard like when I brought Jim in, whether it is a Middle Eastern beard when I brought in my guy AB, right? When I bring in these different people, it's to show them a curly Caucasian beard is very different than a curly African-American beard. The hairs are structured different, the curls are tighter, it's just a lot different. And so knowing that we have those differences there, it's important to consider that with your approach. So, Drew, whatever you do, man, keep us posted, keep us updated here. I like both options. I like the big one. I like the way it's styled right now, but something's flirting with me. That God of War really dialed in, because the thing when your beard is curly, if you trim it to be a dialed in beard, that's the most like dense beard in the world. A curly packed in beard.
I think in some states they can get driver's license, right? Like when they're super packed in.
Yeah,
Montana, I believe.
Yeah, their own one. So
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pay for it, but
it's probably worth it.
It is 100% worth it, man. So I hate to think of the way my beard look. Hey, man, that's awesome. Thank you so much for saying that. So yeah, I Dude, I love it. Roy says, hey, man, let it grow. Fitzroy, how are you going to say let it grow when you dialed your beard back this year, sir? I saw those update pictures. I saw you bring it back. I'm just kidding. So either way, you can't go wrong. There is like this little like tickle in my mind that's like, what if he just sculpted it to that God of War? But I also love this front view right here, man. This front view is so iconic. So it looks
sometimes
great,
life is about listening to the tickles. I'm just saying.
Yep.
That's your choice, though.
So, all right, man. Looks awesome, Drew. Looks awesome. All right. Okay. So now is our section for questions, guys. And we're doing good on time. If you guys have any questions about your beard, about anything related to facial hair, drop it right now, especially if you have something for the mayor. And a French fork, Judd, is just simply where, and I'll show you here kind of close up, is when the beard in the middle front starts to split and part away. Oftentimes it'll do something like this, right? And it'll just be mainly because of your undergrowth, mainly because of where that neckline is at. It'll form around the Adam's apple, and it just generally starts to go like this. Most people, once they get to around 8 to 12 inches, are going to have some kind of fork. Most people, not everybody. There's some genetic freaks. We always say that every episode, but it's true. And that's all that it is. And I do have a video on that. If afterwards you want to look up Dancy Bearded French Fork, I think that will be that will help you out. So yeah, that is what it is called. Yeah, my split bugs me too, Eric. It's my #1 nuisance with my S curls. My S curls on my sideburns or the front. Those two bother me. Thank you, Doug. You're the man, dude. Thank you. Partially why I cut it. Yep, same here. That's when I usually start to see the most transparency, is once it starts to fork. So thank you. And I love that. The mayor's always big on reminding me that too. If we ever have lingo or vocabulary that we just talk about, like you guys should know, and you don't, please ask us. That's a good reminder for me to be like, hold up, Dan, not everybody knows what that is. Let me take a step back. Even if you're just playing devil's advocate and you're helping the crowd, right? The mayor's good at that. He'll know what a term is, but he'll say, hey, Dan, what is that term? Please do that, because there's nothing worse than when you get in a conversation with somebody and they start talking over you and they start giving you like lingo that you don't know. And I never pause to say, hey, what is this? I was in a business meeting the other day and they were like, the AGI or something like that. And I was like, can you explain what that is? And so then they told me. So yeah, that is a good one. Bearded Learner, I do, because my beard has been at different lengths over the course of the channel. So just look up Dancy Bearded Heated Brush, and I have videos where I use the heated brush on my entire beard. And the mayor has videos too, if you would consider his to be a medium beard. So yes. All right, what is the most important product for growth and maintenance in your opinions? Marshall, I'll give you a 2-part answer here. The most important aspect of growth is your health. The healthier you are, the more and better your beard will grow. Period. End of story. The healthier you are, the better your beard will grow. The 2 most important products for the health and maintenance of your beard are beard oil and beard wash, and that's not even debatable. Those 2 are very, very important for your beard to grow its best ability. The wash to get everything out so it can get all the nutrients it needs, and then the beard oil to be able to nourish the beard and give it everything from the base that it deserves. So that would be kind of the 2-part answer on that one. Oh, Jason, okay. So, hey, very cool. Dylan said, love for Michigan. Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, guys. All right. Jason hit me with this beforehand, so he was like, do you want me to ask here in the show? And say, hey, let's do the show. Okay. Please explain how different oils and butters affect the softness of your beard, and is softness an indicator of a good match or your particular beard and specific products? Is softness a good thing? Jason, great question, man. Softness does not equal health. I may have to make a video dedicated to that in the future, because people do get that in their mind. They equate softness being healthier. And I love, Jason, that you stepped back and you were like, wait, does that actually mean a good thing? Here's the kind of freaky thing. Softness can actually indicate that your beard is getting worse. Not usually because of products, but let's say you do something where you're over beating your beard down. If you start beating it down so badly that you remove the outer layer of that hair, then it's going to appear and feel softer. That's not a good thing. Now, there is good softness to a beard. The 2 most important ingredients to softness for most people would be CBD oil and bird oils. Those are extremely softening ingredients. They're going to make it feel pillow soft. Now, is that a good thing? Is that an indication of something you should go for? Personal preference. I like to rotate through them. I never wear CBD or bird oils back-to-back days. I usually like them at night because if it's too soft, my beard doesn't style well. I need to have something that's a little bit more than soft. Now, that's for a long beard. What about you, Mayor? Where is your same for softness?
If I do a softening conditioner or an oil that tends to soften more than 2 days in a row, I'm not happy. So, yeah, it's all about feel for me, and it can just get too soft and not manageable. The heated brush doesn't respond as well. It's just different. I don't like it as much. It's not stylable.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yep. No, I agree entirely. So I hope that helps out. Explain how oils. Okay. I think that covers it. Jason, if you have any follow-ups, this is the time, man. Thank you for being purposeful with your questions, man. I always appreciate that for sure. I recently switched to using beard jelly. Okay. Check out my video on Sunday, and as a couple people have said in the chat, I'm not going to...
From jelly to...
Oh!
Right.
I switched from... Oh, great
Good,
switch.
good
Great switch, Drew. Great switch. This is an exclusive for the people in the chat right now. I don't believe beard jelly has a place in the beard game. I don't believe that it's good for beards. And I'll explain on Sunday if you guys want to see. Here you go, Mayor.
With the salt and pepper beard, more salt... Should I use a thick or medium oil? Yeah, you always, use what works for you. But in general, we find most of our gray or beard oil guys like that thicker oil.
Lean towards it more in your rotation. I still strongly encourage using a thin oil, using medium oils. But if you have a 7-day week, maybe you do 5 days with thicker oils, and then you rotate in those thin ones. So yes. How do I know if I should use a blow dryer or a heated brush? Is it dependent on length? So David, yep. It's dependent on your length, and it's dependent on your goals, and it's dependent on your problem. So for me, I only use the heated brush on my mustache and my sides, maybe a little bit below my lips. If I use the heated brush across my whole beard, it would not look good. The mayor is oftentimes at a length where he can use either. He can make a blow dryer look great. He can make a heated brush look great.
And my preference is a little bit of both.
Yep. So that'll be the same for me. So yeah, Dave, right now you are still almost, and I think we have you on the show later tonight and we can address that, but I think you're almost entirely still at the heated brush length. So you go through. When will I know the potential of my mustache? It's been 2-ish months without getting trimmed. Oh man, loaded question, Dylan. When will you know? Likely not until your early to mid 40s. Your beard continues to grow and continues to get better on average until 42 years old. Then after that, contrary to a lot of opinions, I actually watched a video with false information today. At 42, after that, your beard doesn't get worse. It's not like your head hair. Your beard sustains and oftentimes can get better as long as your lifestyle changes get better. So how long will you know until your current stage? I don't know. What do you think, man? Your regrow. How long, with this stage of your life, and you shaved it off, how long do you think it takes till you realize?
I think you have a good sense when you start trimming your beard itself, and you see is it growing in relationship? Like is it slow growing? We see sometimes
Yeah.
So that you'll have a sense of it if it's going to be behind the other beard.
How long?
4 months.
4 months. Okay. I think that's a super safe answer for sure. After 4 months, you have a pretty good idea of where you are at. Yeah, where you are at here. Chris says, I have such a variation in the texture because of the color difference. Color difference literally can make texture difference. I have like 5 colors in my beard. What do you recommend in this situation for oil or butter? I hate to say this, man, but trial and error. You literally will not know until you try different things. So try different oil blends, try different butters, mainly base it on viscosities. A thin oil, even though it has slightly different ingredients, likely is going to perform the same way. Fast absorbing skin oils are going to be fast absorbing skin oils. Sealing and coating thicker hair oils are likely going to all be thicker sealing hair oils. So you got to try. Yeah, you got to try. Go, Mayor.
How much combing is too much? I find myself constantly combing my beard. Constantly would be too much. Obviously, you need to make room for other things in life. But are you bringing any, if you're seeing damage at all, that's a red flag that you're combing too much. Overdoing it, or anytime you're going to get into like a habit of combing, it's probably a good time to put the comb down, because you can do damage for sure. You can overdo it. We don't want to irritate the skin more. We don't want to pull extra hair out. So you have to, maybe more than 5 to 10 minutes a day, and then maybe before,
be purposeful.
Yeah,
and
that's a good way to say it.
You don't want to comb your beard when it's dry if you can avoid it. Your beard is much more brittle. It has less, less, is it buoyancy? What is it when it can stretch? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking right now. Elasticity. It has less elasticity when it's dry. When it's wet, it's much more forgiving. Again, that's a lot of false information out there that says the otherwise. So try to only style your beard with a comb when you really need it. Here is the best tool you can use for the rest of the day. As you guys have already seen on this show, use your hands. Use your hands, man. Just bring it down here, do your little styling. Even if you have a shorter beard, your hands are free tools and they're very, very useful. Very useful. Same kind of idea here for the bearded Mongol. I have a habit of stroking my beard. Is it bad for your beard? If you're pulling, if you have like calloused hands that can like really agitate the hairs, it can be bad. We've had guys that have pulled out patches of their beard because it becomes a habit. So is it the worst thing in the world? No, fire's worse, chlorine's worse, there's many worse things, but it's not good for your, there's no benefit to stroking your beard. So yeah, try to change that. Can you explain a transparency trim? Yep, super simple. I'll show you on my picture here. So a transparency trim is the area of your beard where you start to see like light and colors shining through. So when you look at my beard here, right, up top, there is nothing showing through. You see absolutely nothing of my shirt. Once you get down here, now we do start to see stuff going through the shirt. Part of it does have to do with the different design there, but you could put a flashlight under this part of my beard. You're not gonna see anything. I simply trimmed away that area, and now there's no transparency on my beard. So the areas that start to show light and colors through them, that's transparency. So yep, pretty simple. And thank you, Doug, for pumping out those links there. Holly says she's been growing her mustache for 40 years and it's still patchy. Oh man. Oh, Dylan asked earlier, he's 22. Oh yeah, man, you got a long time until, what's up, Ed? Long time until you'll know if the full potential. But I will say, judging by your picture, I think you're doing okay. Yeah, I think that you're doing okay here. All right, here you go, Mayor.
What's the temperature on the medium and high heat? Could I use a high heat on low power every now and then? I think we're talking.
I think he's talking heated brush. Okay. So medium heat would be 320. Would be a good safe line for medium heat. High heat, I don't want anybody to ever go above 365. That is the limit. 420 damages every hair on this planet. Between 365 and 420, you're in the danger zone depending on your beard and how long you use that heat. Try to keep it at 365 and under. I never go above 320. But you can probably get away with going a little bit more than that. And then low heat, yeah, 290, 280, that's going to be one. Yep. Here you go, Mayor.
Dan, are you in the Mayor on Instagram? Why, yes, we are. At Mayor's Beard Journey is mine, all one word together, at Mayor's Beard Journey. And what's yours, Dan?
Mine is Dan C. Bearded. Dan C. Bearded here. All right, and then let me check this one out here. He said he would ask here as well. Okay, and Roger, it looks like your email just came in during the show, actually. So I have not gotten back to you yet because I was here. So I will take this answer. And Roger, if you need anything additionally on this one, please follow up on email. But is hemp soap bad for my beard? No, it is not bad for your beard as long as you don't use it more than once a week. Hemp soap is likely going to be a very stripping. And I only say likely to cover my butt because it is stripping. It's probably going to have a pH around 9 to 10 in that range. So I would not use it on your beard more than once a week, Roger. There's a lot of things that are not bad for your beard when you use them with the correct amount of time. Heat, very good for your beard. If you use it on your beard for half an hour, very bad for your beard. So I would, Roger, I would say no more than once a week. Try to get a gentle daily wash for those other days. And I think that is really, really important. Yep, really, really important. Yes, I blame Scuba. I've blamed Scuba for a few missteps along my journey there, JP. I'm with you on that one. I love my Live Bearded Nightcap leave-in conditioner. How many days a week? Oh, man. Bobby, that's a personal preference thing. I do not recommend for at least my beard type, like let's say a Caucasian male, I don't recommend using a leave-in conditioner more than once or twice a month. Now, different beards lend themselves to that more. Black man beards use it far more often because it fits the environment of their beard better. That was what J-Mo talked about in our video. So it depends on your beard, on your ethnicity, on the environment of your beard. I have entirely cut out leave-in conditioner. I personally don't have a need for it. It actually is a detriment to my beard, but that's very situational. Yep, very, very situational. So, yes. Is it okay to use Alley Cat daily conditioning wash for 7 days a week? Yep, their wash, if you're using the wash, it is a gentle wash. Very gentle, yep. Dan, do you have issues with the twisted caps closing tight? The beard oils bottles I have from Weatherbeard tend to spill sometimes. I don't have issues with it because you just don't. Okay, so Carlos, there's kind of two sides to this. One, all right, let me put it this way. I would say most of the spill problems when it comes to caps of beard products are for over tightening them. If you're someone that puts the beard cap on and it gets snug and then you keep going, not you specifically, I'm talking about you in general, you probably caused the spill.
Guilty.
Once you do that, it breaks the seal.
It's like a membrane that you need to like kind of rely on for a little bit of cushion.
Do not be a man and over tighten. We as men over tighten everything, right? The mayor just cranked his pop top on there.
Whoa, I already admitted to the oil.
He was going on it.
Hey.
It's almost always caused from over tightening. I've even had to teach companies this. They were sending their beard oils out and they're leaking. And I was like, how tight are you doing this? Like, oh man, I put that puppy on snug. And I said, that's your problem. They're like, oh, wow. So don't over tighten your oils, guys. Just like companies, don't overfill your oils, especially in the winter. So yes, that would be a nice change to have on that one. Yeah, okay. Jason, I always spray my beard and let it sit and soak before I wash it. I feel that it takes time to soak in. Oil, it takes time to soak in water.
So I don't know. My way I read this is kind of asking a question: would it make any sense to apply oil before washing, or not?
No.
Or right after the, like that kind of.
Jason,
like,
are you saying?
How does that work?
Are you saying oil? I always spray my beard and let it sit, soak before I wash it. Okay, you're talking about water?
And spray with water. Yeah, that's our big question.
All right. Are you talking about oil or water? Because if you're talking about water, fine. Yeah, it doesn't really matter either way. If you're talking oil, no. Do not put in oil before you wash your beard.
You won't get it washed.
Okay. You said soaking it with water before washing? Yeah. Yeah, your beard should be fully saturated. Your skin should be nice and warm from a warm water, whether it's in the bath, whether it's in the shower. Yes, you want it fully saturated. Ed, hopefully you caught my discussion on the leave-in conditioner as we go through. All right. You're always referring to pH, but I don't ever see it listed on products. It doesn't have to be. So if they don't have to list it, it's the same thing as like scents. It's proprietary. You can ask them if they have a water-based product, if they have a soap, they have a pH level. That is a fact. So you can ask them, but they don't have to tell you. Yeah, so they don't have to tell you.
So because of the type of work I do, I need to wash my beard every day. Okay. What would you use?
Reach out, Jesse.
Yeah.
We'll give you some options we try to stay away from brands on here. We don't ever want to be coming off as like trying to sell stuff with this show. We want it purely on help. So reach out. I would love to give you some advice.
There are definitely some good products for that need.
Oh, I think there's way more than the stripping ones, which is a good thing. Yeah, good thing. First time learning about over tightening caps. Good, man. Awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll make a video on that boy as well. When I was talking about temperatures on high heat, low power, I was talking about the blow dryer.
Okay, so same pretty much principle.
Yeah.
Heat is heat. The more that you want to be reserving and using as little as possible. However, I like to use on my beard to get it a little bit fuller. I like a higher heat. It seems like if it blow dries and heat, and I dry it faster, it gets a little more volume. So, but essentially the same principle. Heat is heat. And another thing just to be aware of, guys, is if you're doing both, like I know I do and Dan does, you have to be aware you're applying it twice. And sometimes it's best to use like a cool, if you have that setting on your blow dryer, so then you can use the heated brush.
Yeah. You want to avoid extreme heat, right? You want to try to avoid it. The mare's beard is more forgiving on that kind of thing than my beard because he trims his more often.
So
yeah. So if there is any damage, it's less noticeable and it's cut off more quickly. So I like these guys here for me. They're gonna be here for years, like actual years. It's gonna take time before they work their way down to get trimmed. The mare's base of his beard, a month or two, and before they go
for a good time, not for a long time, people.
Literally, that could be your catchphrase on that one. All right, take care, Donald. Take care. Do you ever put on beard oil again after drying? I do not.
No, I do not. But in the evening, if I do use a blow dryer, I will put the butter on after that. Butter's the last thing I do.
Yeah. So I don't think that there's anything wrong with it, and I get asked that quite often, but I just don't have any need for it. I don't like a glistening beard. I like my beard to be more matte, and that's important to me. Yep. Here you go, man.
Do the areas of the beard, like the cheeks, fill in naturally over time, or do you have to shave it and let it grow in again for it to fill in? Don't shave it to let it grow in again. Taking away, again, you don't ever really get a better beard by shaving. What we do suggest is you're not going to have more follicles grow in, but yeah, as the length of the hair that does grow kind of fills in, like I have patches on my beard, the length of it gets longer, it kind of curls up, it might set different, and you can style it to cover any patches. So you definitely don't want to shave your way. You're not going to do that. Cheeks do naturally fill in over time, not all the way. It just depends, circumstantial, but that is definitely a big perk to having the longer hairs where they are growing.
Yeah. Dylan says he uses the sauna. Is this good for the beard or bad for the beard? I actually have started looking into this, and I've looked into the shock proteins that happen in a sauna and all this stuff. Mainly Joe Rogan talks a lot about it and the health benefits and how it can impact you. I know for sure there is nothing negative about it, Dylan. As long as you're washing afterwards, after you sweat, as long as you're washing, there is no issue whatsoever with a sauna. The only possibility is that it's actually helping the health of you and the health of your skin, which will then help the health of your beard. So yeah, have no worries with that whatsoever. Dan, can you share why you don't use the heated brush on the front of your beard? I believe the mayor's last video showed him using on the front of his beard. It would make my beard look too thin. When I use heat on my beard here, if I were to use a heated brush, it would push everything in and like down together. My beard, it's hard to see, but my beard has some width to it. It's got some girth, a body on this beard. If I use the heated brush, just imagine this all compressing in. The blow dryer gives it more volume, but my sideburns, I want to press in. My mustache, I want to press in and out. So I just don't have a need for it when I value volume and density over being too tight and thin. As you can tell, I'm no longer salt and pepper. I'm more like salt dipped. I like that. What are your thoughts on dyes? I've never found a good dye, Roger. Number one, I think they look artificial and look unnatural. I'm not a fan. Number two, they're not good for the beard. I want everybody to embrace it. I have seen certain situations. I have a buddy that is down in Florida who dyed his beard, and it did make him look younger. It did structurally change his beard, and I was cool with it. I think it works if you keep a shorter beard and you can find a dye that seems natural, doesn't seem ridiculous. But Roger, looking at your beard, looking at your color, please don't dye your beard, man. I love, 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 love the color. Please don't do it, man. It looks awesome.
And just remember, guys, when you put dye into your beard, you're committing to maintenance.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do that, right? Think about women when their roots grow out, they gotta keep going back, keep going back. Imagine being a hairstylist that does dyes. You have the greatest job security ever.
At all.
They're gonna come back.
They're lining up.
You're like
if you're good at it.
Medical with the baby boomer generation. Like you're good. Like you are set. So yeah, man. Please, I agree. Your pattern is beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful. So he said, "Wow, okay, thanks, guys. Yeah, look at that, man. That's such a cool pattern. It really is." All right, Drew, thank you for sending in, man. That was absolutely awesome. Keep us posted on your journey, man. I know you will, but thank you. All right, let's keep it moving.
This is Joey C. For years, I've had a stubble beard like a two-guard. Started at the end of October. I decided to grow it out for 90 days to see my potential.
Cool.
I'm about halfway in now, and this is how it's turning out. I'm super happy, but have noticed some blonde red hairs mixed in. I'm considering turning to dye at some point, but I'm scared of damaging the hairs.
Joey referred to everything we just said. Now let's take a look at his beard. Where you go, Mayor?
No dye. Like, I get like little red hair. Like, that's the cool thing about it. It's like, where is that from? You know. No, but most people aren't gonna even notice it. It's looking great, man. Don't dye.
Yeah,
not at that length.
I have red. I have white, blonde. I have every color you can imagine. I literally have black hairs. Yours seems very similar to mine. Do not dye your beard, man.
It would look unnatural.
Yeah.
There's no way you wouldn't, because it already looks good. Like, it looks real, and it's just all you're gonna do with dye is make it one color, which isn't like a natural kind of look. It'd be very tough to do right.
Yep. And everybody out there, please remember this. This is a phrase from the bottom of my heart. Rock what you got. It's your beard, your color, your style. Rock what you got. Who cares what anybody else has? Who cares what anybody else thinks? Rock what you got to the fullest, man. Absolutely to the fullest. And actually, we moved on from the question, but I actually like this question from Dylan. He said, what is one of the biggest fads, traps that newbies fall for that you wish wasn't so preached to the masses? Wow. Love that question, Dylan. I would say one of them is the neckline. I love Joey's afterbeard. I dislike this line right here. I think that's too high of a line. I had it. Most people had it. Mine was worse. I had a full-blown chin strap. So I think that's a big one. And then I would say using garbage products in the stores. How many new beardsmen try a silicone-based oil in air quotes, and they think that's the experience of a beard oil?
And give up. And then they give up a lot.
That breaks my heart, man. It really, really breaks my heart. They see a brand that they're familiar with, and they say beard oil, and they have a beard, and it smells good. That's the biggest one for me, man. So great question, but that is the biggest one for me. Joey says, thanks, guys. Yeah, man, great beard. Do not dye that. I forbid you. I forbid you.
This is Alan. First time growing. This is my 9 months of growth. Earlier, I trimmed the sides, neckline, and top line. For the past several months, I've let it go. My initial goal was to let it go for a year and reassess. Long term, I wouldn't mind seeing just how long I can get. By watching you, I've elevated to quality oils, butters, washers, and conditioners. Oils during the day, butter at night. Looking for low maintenance as far as trimming and shaping. Trying to train the mustache for the lazy walrus, but always just falls back flat. Concerns are cheek gaps, some chin breakage, and overall fullness. I think the sideburns are starting to need some attention, but I'm not sure what to do with them. I will be doing the trimming on my own, which is a concern as well. Neck hairs grow up, worse on the side, which flares out, which flares things out. Hoping length will help to settle these things down. Looking for your guidance to keep or get things on track. Appreciate you both and the community here.
Two things. One, Luna, that's hilarious. He said, talk about dyeing. He said, I basically dyed my skin. That's hilarious. And Ryan, I want to be super clear. There are good options in the store. I had a recent video that was the best budget beard oils in stores. You can get Goodfellows. You can get Honest Amish. You can get Bulldog. There's good options out there. Most of them are not, though, unfortunately. Next thing that came to my mind, you know Johnny from the UK? Always comments in the group and stuff. He responded to a comment that was hilarious to me. I don't know if you caught it. I believe it was in the group. And he said, somebody asked, like, what similar thing, like, is it bad to touch your beard too often like this? And his response was, well, there's two ways you can look at it, and just think about Beard Advice Live. You can be like Dan, who touches it once or twice in just a very rarity, or the mayor who touches it entirely. I don't even know if you realize it when you're reading that whole time, you're going here, you got the mustache, and going through. And so I just thought that was funny because it stood out to me because he pointed that out, and he was like, I don't think that there's a wrong way, and I agree. Do you realize when you do it?
Sometimes.
You do? Okay. I don't.
I will catch myself, but it's not it's not a thing. Like, I try to be conscious of it, but
so interesting. So interesting. And then
you know me, I'm fidgety.
And yes, But it's interesting to me that people watch and they pick up on those things.
That like hit me. It hits me that like that you see that.
I don't like that didn't cross my mind until he said it, and now it's engraved and it's embedded in my brain now.
I'm just so happy to have it back too. But I've always done that though.
Yeah. I actually saw him do it driving one time. That was hilarious. Okay, so let's check out Alan here. Boom. Man, for some reason I was thinking it was gonna be a shorter beard.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. Awesome beard, man. Great color. So awesome here. Okay. Looking for low maintenance. Got it. Trying to train the mustache and lazy walrus. Okay, but it always falls back flat. So the lazy walrus, Alan, it's going to be about dialing it in with that heat. Number one, to have a lazy walrus, you got to have a heated brush. Number two, you got to really perfect it. It's one of the most challenging things I do with my beard is figuring out how to dial in my sideburns and how to dial in that mustache. So watch that video a ton of times, adjust the heat. If it's not working for you, maybe up the temp, maybe go closer to 360 and see if that helps you out a little bit. But it should stay for the most part. I can tell the texture of your mustache. It should stay. I think you can really practice and train and get that mustache in line. All right, concerns are cheek gaps, chin breakage, and overall fullness. So I'll take one here and then I'll kick it to you, man. Right. The chin breakage. So breakage, Alan, is always a health issue, whether it's something internal or external. Breakage of hairs is not natural and it's not a good thing. So causes could be dehydration, could be a poor diet, poor exercise. It's usually an indication of internal health, or something external is breaking those hairs. Maybe it is you pulling on your hair. Maybe it's you twisting. Maybe you have a jacket. Maybe you have something at your job. Maybe you have kids that are little demons and you wrestle with them and they pull your beard hairs out. I don't know anybody where that came from, but there's some cause to it. There's some cause to breakage. We never want to chalk breakage up as natural or not a worry. Find the cause and then solve it. All right, Mayor, what about the cheek gaps and overall fullness of the beard?
All right, so as far as the cheek gaps, you have a lighter hair color, yep. And so you're going to be conscious of that. Again, I hate to say it, but we don't notice it like you do. To be honest, it all blends and looks like a beard to us. If it, all you can do is let it grow. All you can do is look at styling. Now, the other thing is you mentioned is volume, and I don't think we really talked about your heat routine in that. But typically, whatever it is, one of the ways you can build volume in your beard is to back off the heat a bit. And however, whether it's blow dryer or it's a heated brush, turn it back, use it less, let that natural curl kind of fill in and sit. And I think that would help with volume. It might be a better look, it might even fill in some of those cheek gaps along the way.
Yeah, absolutely agreed there. And then I think the sides are starting to need some attention, but I'm not sure what to do with them yet. Okay, so he's talking about right here. Not yet. Not yet, Alan. I would say keep growing. I wouldn't touch it because remember, once you start to give it attention, you have to keep giving it attention. That's important. If you were to address this part right here.
Things in life are like that.
Right. I was going to make a couple analogies and then I stopped.
You were not, because I had a couple.
I stopped immediately. I thought the same thing. So, yeah, we're not going to go there, guys. But
oh, boy.
I don't think you're ready yet for the sides. Right here, dialed in, beautiful. No problem on that whatsoever. All right, neck hairs grow up. Worse on the right side, hope things. Yeah, so man, again, we hate to say this, but above all, two main concepts here. You're going to notice it before anybody else does. You're going to notice it more than anybody else does. And a lot of this still comes down to training and adjusting the heat temperature, adjusting the direction you go in. I wish we had this is exactly what you do, but it doesn't exist in this situation or many situations. Try to consume as many morning routine videos on the internet as you can, right? Don't just go by mine. Try to find other channels, other videos out there and see what you can pull from here, pull from there. But above all, you got to step outside your comfort zone. You got to try. If you're talking about the direction of the hairs on your neck, you can get those controlled with heat. Talking about that lazy walrus, you can control that with heat. I promise you. I promise you 100% you can. So keep going. Is it good to trim the bottom of your mustache? Yes. Or let it grow past the lip? Personal preference. But if you're going to trim the mustache, I recommend always trimming from the bottom. Yep. So yeah, for me, I try to avoid trimming as much as I can, but my mustache grows fast. It's just a beast that you got to keep trimming. Awesome, Alan. Thank you for sending it in, man.
This is Matthew. Hello, Triple B, the band of bearded brothers. I have been growing out my beard since mid-August with intentions of 8+ inches. My question is, what are your thoughts on buzzing my head?
Cool.
I'm used to having long hair, about shoulder length-ish, but my hair is not as thick as it once was, sadly. I would shave it with a razor, but the maintenance of it is more than I would prefer. Any thoughts, suggestions, or comments are welcomed from our 3B family as well. Yes, what do you guys see as well? What do you guys think? What do you guys do for the community?
Love what you
and
guys
the information. Do. Oh, love what we do. Okay, good. Not a question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, so shaving his head. Yes, absolutely. I think either bald and bearded or a buzz. Especially, I mean, hey, let's be real here. This is Mother Nature. It has nothing to do with you. It's thinning up there, man. You got the front thinning, you got the back where you can start to see through. 100% go to a buzz cut first, and then see if you want to go razor. Matthew, read the chat. I can already predict and tell you they all agree with me, and they're gonna say bald and bearded, or they're gonna say buzzed and bearded. And I'm not talking about any mind-altering states. We're talking about your hair, okay? Mayor, thoughts?
Yeah, as far as the hair, I think what you're thinking, we're confirming as that look. The beard is. We ready to talk about beard? We're just talking about head hair right now.
I don't think you asked about the beard.
Yeah, the beard is going to look so much better with. I just think you're gonna be amazed. You're gonna be so happy, and the only thing you're gonna regret is that you waited so long.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna look great.
Entirely.
And you can always grow it back if you don't. You know what I mean?
Yep. Go bald and bearded. Look great. Skull shaver. Yep. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Buzz would look great. Buzz it. If you don't like it, it'll grow back. Bald and bearded. Yeah, man. You knew, but we are confirming it for you.
That's kind of what this show's all about, too.
Yeah.
We love doing that.
Or even a bald fade. Doug's got a good point there, too. If you want to take it right down to the skin on the sides and then go into a little buzz at the top, that could look purposeful and stylish. Great suggestion by Doug. Absolutely.
This is Brian. Hey, Dan and Mayor. I just turned 18 4 months ago, so I decided to let my beard go to see what I could grow. This is around 5 months of growth, and I know I'm not going to have a nice full beard right now due to my age, but that is my end goal. I really need some advice on what to do with what I currently have. Should I shorten or continue to let it grow? What would you guys do? Pardon the hair. I plan to go to the barber after hearing your advice.
All right, cool. The biggest cult on the internet is the bald and bearded club. Jason said, "Join us, join us." They recruit hard, man. They really recruit hard to go through. Sarcasm, guys. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have here. All right, Brian. Yeah, super young dude. Great beard, man. Great beard. Okay, so he's saying about 5 months of growth. I know I'm at my age. Need some advice on what to do with what I currently have. Okay. Should he go shorter? Is there something that we can give advice on? And he already said, don't mind the hair, guys. He's getting a haircut, so don't mind the hair. With this beard right now, what should he do, guys? What is your advice, man?
I think going off my first instinct is maybe do take a little volume out underneath to balance, because the mustache is coming in slower. To give it you could just do a transparency trim like Dan is showing you right there. Take the strength of it, which is good. You're growing really well, really good. But it's overpowering the mustache growth at this time, as I think you kind of said and you asked. Yeah, bring a little of that out, and I think it's going to look really sharp.
For sure.
For 18, fantastic.
I agree with the mayor entirely. And Brian, the only thing that I would add to this is I want you to start styling your beard away from your neck rather than into the neck. This is a very natural, normal thing for people to do. They take a brush and they start brushing down their beard and they apply that pressure. I'll even show you here. So you take a brush and you start brushing down and you apply that pressure back, because that's just naturally what you do, right? You just go like this. Well, what that's doing is causing your beard right here to push back towards your neck. I want you to, and I can see it on your cheek, I can see it over here, I can even see it on your sideburns. Everything is going back away from your chin. I want you to style your beard out towards the front. Okay, see where this chin is rolling right here? I want this to continue down. Let's get a ledge right here so it'll make that chin elongated. It'll make that chin like that God of War strong kind of chin there, right? The mayor and I, we hide not the strongest, most chiseled chins in the world.
Whoa, what?
I was just trying to, I was including, I was giving
I
strength
like you
and
bundled
numbers.
me in there. I think you guys creep my shave video.
Straight, yeah, if you don't believe me, there's evidence. So the strength and numbers on this one, but push it forward, man.
So much.
Push it forward. But remember, just like your weak chin, I'm speaking about you in general, your weak chin is natural.
Who's the general? I know you said me and the general.
yeah. Your weak chin is natural, but so is your beard. Like people are like, the beard is the makeup of men. No, it's not. The beard is born with this. So keep that in mind. That's not a bad thing. So get this one going forward and really bring it out. One thing that could really help is Mr. Fitzroy says a pick. A pick would really get you that volume and get that beard going forward.
Using a pick, some of these tools teach us and help us understand the growth patterns, all about it, because we don't know.
Yep.
You know, we don't. It's not intuitive.
Spot on, Roy. Thank you for that suggestion. I entirely agree. So maybe a little bit of a transparency trim, getting those loose guys on the bottom, and then let's focus that styling to the front, forward. I think that's going to help.
When I started using a pick, guys, I started really understanding, like the blow dryer came right with it, the brush out, and I felt like I leveled up on like my finish, my overall beard.
And you do learn, right? So for example, the number 8 for the Chicago combs looks very similar to a pick, but the handle goes down the side. And a lot of people would say, isn't that the same thing as a pick? Once you try a pick, it's not. The leverage, the angle that you use it is just different than the number 8. So there really is a difference that you could have there. So I would say try out a pick and see if that can help you out. All right.
This is Andrew. I've been growing my beard back out for a few months or so and debating where to go from here. I did a self-trim a while back, cleaning up my neckline as it was driving me crazy. I honestly hate my beard, and I much prefer the way I look clean-shaven much more. But decided I would do a submission to get our recommendation before I shave it off. Working in a restaurant, I prefer shorter style, but may try growing it out again with it being winter. Lately, I had been brushing it against my neck, but today I styled it as pictured, and I like it. Open to suggestions, feedback, and death threats. Thanks for all of our friendship and help.
Awesome, man. And Andrew, I've spent more time with Andrew than most people in the community. He was with us all night at the Disney meetup, was with us all day at the Barber Expo. So we've gotten to know Andrew really well. Bearded learner, I'll see what I can do there. I really only use a pick in one way to go out and get volume, but I'll see if I can. I often like to find big ideas of a video and then see if I can chisel them into something specific that fits my channel. So thank you for the suggestion. All right, let's check out Andrew here. Boom.
Looking good, Andrew.
Looking good,
I saw you, man.
Dang, that looks good. Wow. Look at that mustache.
Wow.
Dude, this is legit. I've known Andrew for years, in person and online. Andrew, legitimately the best you have ever looked. That hair is amazing. That beard is looking thick and strong. And I know Andrew on a very personal level, and he has shared a lot of this information. He has a lot of anxiety. He has a lot of stress in his life, and that can wreak havoc on a beard. Andrew, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it seems, hey, there's Andrew right there. I'm going to say that it seems like, judging by your beard, I feel like you're in a or a better place right now, man. I feel like those worries and anxiety.
You just see a little,
like I feel like you're in a, I've never
That's good.
seen your beard and especially your mustache looking this thick and looking this purposeful. Andrew,
keep it up.
This looks amazing, dude. Holy crap. Wow. Please keep going, man. Please, please, please go. And yet, Diablo was with us when we got to hang out at the Barber Expo. His beard grew a lot. Like density-wise,
to recognize that little bit of swagger that you start to feel when you know it's the look is coming together. There it is.
He said the stash was my most insecure and hated feature. What stash are you talking about, Andrew?
It was. That's what we've,
He said is.
Okay.
Andrew, your stash is amazing, dude. What are you talking? Andrew, dude, your mustache looks amazing. That's the star of the show for me right now. Truly. Keep it up, dude. It looks really, really good. You should be proud. You look like a stud, man. That's $1 million haircut. You could go on the show Mad Men and go sell me some like toilet paper, right? I really feel like you'd do that. And yeah, even like Chris is saying, huh? Dude, that stash stands out. It really does. I wish I had a stash like you. Man, that looks amazing.
Andrew. I'm glad. I'm so glad.
Yeah, it looks amazing. Twist that into a handlebar and get a monocle, you'd be all set. That would be a sick move. Hey, don't challenge Andrew. He'll do it. He will do it. I think this is our last one,
all right,
guys.
This is Dave. Looking forward to the stream tonight. Here's my question. As you know...
Okay, pause real quick. Sorry, he asked a question on his beard here. What about the bald spot you can see in the middle pick on the right? No. Nope. And we're looking...
Okay, so maybe the connector is a little thin. You know, no, we're not seeing it until you point it out.
That's a style.
That's what I'll say, yeah.
And it's when I see the picture here, this is just like an angle and lighting thing. When I see the picture here, it's the same on both sides. Andrew, this is a style, man. This is like a full beard Van Dyke and looks purposeful and looks amazing. It looks amazing, dude. Amazing.
The only time that someone is from here on out, Andrew, the only person who in public is going to notice anything bad about your beard is when you tell them. No one's going to see it. They're going to be blind to any of that.
We actually talked about that concept before the stream started. Nobody will see that, man. Do not tell them. Do not point it out because that looks so good. So good, dude. Keep killing it, man. Proud of you.
This is Dave. Looking forward to the stream tonight. Here's my question. As you know, I'm about 9 weeks in my first beard journey, and I don't want to cut it up. Cut it up just yet. I have my company Christmas dinner this weekend. I don't want to look like a total scruff. Looking for recommendations how to clean up without looking too much, without losing too much. And do you have any recommendations for a good barber in the GB area that you've been to and would trust not to butcher it up?
Okay. So, Dave, I have not been to this barber, but I have a lot of people that have great beards that I know, and they trust this barber entirely. There's actually 2 good barbers. The best in the area would be at Consolidated in downtown Flint. Hey, Andrew, thank you, man.
Thank you, Andrew.
Hey, that's awesome. You didn't have to do that, but thank you so much. Dave, look for Consolidated Barbershop, especially Zach in downtown Flint. They are doing appointments, so it's appointment only right now. They book out in advance, but sometimes people cancel and you can get it on like a daily basis. So check out Consolidated. They are the best. Everybody else, there's been hit or miss, and the mayor's had some experiences. Those are the only 2 that, if you really care about your beard, that I would feel comfortable recommending, knowing they would not mess up your beard. So, Consolidated in downtown Flint. Really, really, really good barbers. All right, Dave, here we go, man. Okay, love the beard, dude. Love the beard. Christmas party, and I don't want to look like a total scruff, looking for recommendations. All right, I'll give you one, just because it's in terms of the party and the recommendations. Do not touch your beard whatsoever. There is nothing scruffy or out of place about this. The only thing that I would say if you really want to do this would be where you're looking square on, and you can see like a little bit of the neck hairs here. Just for this weekend, just for this stage, I don't think there's any problem with you cleaning up your neckline. That would just give it that little bit extra pop and just give it a really dialed in, purposeful appearance. That is the only thing. There is nothing else about your beard that is whatsoever out of place at all, dude. So the only thing I would consider is cleaning up that neckline if you wanted to really make it pop.
The only thing I would add to what Dan said is just remember when you're at this work party, people that know you without a beard are going to say stuff, and they're going to say the gambit. They're going to say nice things, rough things, but then they're going to forget about it. So don't make any big changes or like give up on a beard based on coming up to this party where you don't want to deal with the comments, because they're, the comments are nothing. Then they go on with their life and they forget about it. And you're happy and you're looking great. So please keep that measure. Whenever we're trying to set ourselves up and look for an event, be mindful of that.
And the mayor is the best person in the world to give advice on that, guys. He, several years ago, grew out a beard for the first time and had to go to work. This year, shaved his beard off and had to go back to work. So there's a weird human trait where people bond by just saying stuff that comes to their mind. And humans recognize change. I don't know if you guys know that. I'm going to make a dedicated video about that. We recognize change more than anything else. We go nose blind. We go actually blind, right? When you're driving, if you see like a field, the only thing you notice is if there's a change. You stop noticing the field, right? There's a lot to that. And so when these people see you, they notice a change. I got a comment. What's that dirt on your face? The store out of razors. I had a boss. One of my bosses asked me if the barbershops have been closed for a while. I said no. So don't let it bother you. It's going to happen. It's very simple. Your beard looks great. And he said, what about reeds? Not for beards, unfortunately. I've heard good things about them on head hair and stuff. I do know a couple of bad experiences that I've heard from people about beards. I would recommend Consolidated in downtown Flint. Now, the mayor has been to another one, and I'm not going to say the name yet. Mayor, would you recommend the other place for beards?
With Gunner, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and shout it out to him.
So Grambling Grooming is a great spot. Gunner has a big beard. He knows what he's doing. The more you can give him details, the more you can show him pictures. He's done well by me.
Cool. So
I typically I don't do much, but there's the sides for me that I can't get. So every about 2 or 3 haircuts, I'll say, can you clean up where I can't really get?
Yeah, so that's Gunner at Grand Blanc Barbershop. He's actually a former
Grooming, yep.
Yeah, Grand Blanc Grooming. He's actually a former student of mine, so you can mention me. I had him in my history class, and so that's pretty cool. What Dan said, but if you're cleaning up, maybe also check the cheek line. Make it look intentional. Okay, normally I agree. Yeah, I don't see it in this situation, but in general, I agree with you, Cameron, but I would not let anybody touch your cheek line, Dave. Not in this this situation. Dylan said, I sent an email kind of late. Should I reach out to you guys and tune in next time? Yeah, so Dylan, if you sent in while the show was going on or you sent in late, we actually updated like 15 minutes before the show started. So if you sent in after the show started, you'll be on next week.
You'll get an email.
We respond to every single email, so you will get a response. So, yep, don't worry about that one, man. We will get you on next week. Boom. What a packed show, guys. This bad boy was loaded. Now, hopefully you felt how that helped people. Maybe not even just the person sending in, but beyond that, we want to pack it out again next week, guys. Mayor, how do they get involved?
beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Just send an email with a front-facing photo, a side photo, and questions like you saw tonight on the show. And we'll get back to you within that week and get you on the show and help you out.
And if you guys ever forget the email, it is always in the description of this video and all of the other 112 Beard Advice Lives videos. And you can reach out anytime. beardadvicelive@gmail.com. Thank you guys for sending in. Thank you for giving the feedback. Thank you for hanging out. I do believe that we make a difference with this show, and that's special to us, man. That's something that we will never change, and we absolutely love it. It also helps us out with giving video ideas, which helps more people. Man, there's so much to this, and you guys are amazing. Mayor has a show. So, guys, by the way, Sunday, don't miss that video. Sunday's the big trim video. What else is going on Sunday, Mayor?
Sunday, I do a live stream at 9 p.m. called Beyond Bearded. This week, we're going to look at what shows and movies are leaving your streaming channels and what ones are coming back. Trying something a little different just to kind of give you guys an update. Make sure you watch this before it goes. Make sure this one's coming in, kind of thing.
And then one last plug here, you guys, just because if you like this show, I know you will like this next thing. I have it scrolling down at the bottom. Mayor, what is something else that we are coming up on 3 years of?
The Command's Corner Facebook group. It is several thousand bearded guys. We have sponsors, we share photos, we share advice, and we share brotherhood. It's a very special place. You're welcome to join. Please make sure when you do request membership that you actually answer the questions.
Yep, answer the questions, read the rules. We do have specific rules. Oftentimes when people first come in, it can like rub them the wrong way or make them look sideways. Like, why do you have all these rules? And then they hang out for a while and they're like, oh, this is different. I see why they have rules now. And I'm happy to explain any of them, guys. Every rule is posted. Every rule has a transparent reason behind it. Reach out if you have any questions. I am an open book and would be happy to share any information about that. It genuinely is a special place. You gotta be there, and you gotta be there for a while to really realize it. All right? Thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Can't wait to see you guys next week. And let's get it going. Thank you guys for all the membership messages, all the love, all the positivity. Have a great weekend. I know a lot of you probably have some holiday parties and stuff. Be safe, be smart out there. And other than that,